what's going on? It's your boy K every day. It's your boy K. Thanks for tuning in to the Unaffiliated Creators Podcast. I'm your host. I had to take a week off, guys. Like I said, I like to be open and honest and transparent with my audience. So I had to take a week off. I had to go back home. I had to go to Mississippi. My first cousin, R.I.P. to Tory. Hey, man, that was my boy. That was my dog. That was my homeboy, man. We were close. We were like brothers, but he was my first cousin. He just passed away. So I had to go all the way down to Mississippi to go to the funeral. And so that's why I had to take a week off, but I'm back. It was hard. I ain't gonna lie, man. Seeing my cousin there. And the one of the hardest things was he's only a year older than me. So, I don't consider myself old. And again, he was only a year older than me, man. So it really put things in perspective for me, man. Life is precious. Life is short. I ain't trying to preach to y'all today, man, but if there's somebody, if you got family members or people that you love, that you haven't talked to in a while, man, you might want to reach out to them, man. Just let them know that you love them, that you care about them, you've been thinking about them because, hey, man, but we're not promised tomorrow, man. And that was so evident in my cousin's situation, man. Again, nobody knew. It was unexpected. I mean, I know most people say it's always unexpected when somebody passed away. But you would kind of understand when somebody's, up there in age, but you're not expecting for somebody to be in their mid-40s to just pass away. And there was no real signs or no, nothing going on where you could really tie it to. So it was real unexpected, man. So again, reach out to your loved ones, man. Tell them that you love them. You're thinking about them and things like that. But now that I done got all that out the way, I don't know if y'all saw this. I wanted to come on here and talk about this because I thought it was fascinating. I'm not hating on this guy. I'm going to tell y'all right now, like I said, I like to always be open, honest, and transparent with my audience. Andre 3000, I normally put him in my top 5 when it comes to rappers, man. I think he's one of the hottest lyricists in the world. Again, I normally put him in my top 5. Y'all might not agree, but Andre 3000 should be in your top 5. But recently, he did an interview, and I wish I knew the platform that he was on because I would have shouted him out. But he recently did an interview. And in that interview, he was explaining what happened when he made that album that he was playing the flute. And I knew something was fishy about it when he did it. But of course, he knows the whole rollout. He did it. And he tried to make the excuse, the reason why he did the album with him just playing the flute, because at this point in his life, he feels he don't have nothing else to rap about. He at a certain age. Like, well, what do y'all want him to rap about? Him, getting his prostate checked or, getting all that kind of stuff. And yeah, I know that was kind of funny, but I mean, come on, man. As smart and as witty as Andre 3000 is, man, he could be 70 years old, and I'm pretty sure he could come out here and come out with an album, and it'll be just as hot or hotter than anything that anybody else putting out. So that was just kind of, in my opinion, a lame excuse. But in this interview, he shared some light on why he did that flute album. So for all those who don't know, so Andre 3000 was in the group Outkast, one of the hottest rap duos to ever do it. So they was, in a recording contract, but Andre 3000 also had a solo record deal. So he had a solo deal with Epic Records. And I didn't even know this until I heard this little snippet of this interview. So apparently record labels back in the day, I think it either happened in the 40s, 50s, or 60s, they started putting a clause in record contracts that when you did a project, your next project had to be at least 90% of the material that you did in the previous contract. Basically, in layman's terms, what that means is if you're a rapper and your content is you spitting lyrics, your voice is on the song, your next project, 90% of that album has to be you rapping. You have to be able to hear your voice. So you can't go from your last project, you was a rapper, but now this project is just a solely instrumental project, or you just up there playing instrument or whatever. So this makes this situation very unique, and it was very interesting because basically what 3 Stacks was saying was he made this flute album, man. For those who haven't heard it, you ain't missing much. Again, I'm not a hater. I always put Andre 3000 in my top 5. But he's not a flute player. He's never been known to be the best flute player in the world. I think he just got bored. He needed something to do. So he picked up and started playing the flute. Well, that clause in the record contract that says that, your next project has to be 90% of what your previous project was, means that the record label is not counting his flute album as a project. So I think that's why he did it, because I think, and I'm kind of speculating here, so we won't ever know, because he might not ever come out and say it. But if he was in a solo deal and he only had to fulfill one album to get out of a record deal, to possibly either get a better deal or to leave that label or to renegotiate a new deal, what better way to do a project than to say, you know what, I ain't gonna even rap on this project. I'm just gonna play the flute, and this is do. He was just playing the flute for however many songs it was. The titles of the songs was actually more creative and interesting than actual him playing the flute, but I digress. But I think that's the reason why he made the flute album, because he was like, look, this is a thing I can do real quick. I don't even got to rap. I'm just going to play the flute, and I'm going to put this project out that'll fulfill my one album left for Epic Records, and then I can just move on and do something else. But you got to read the fine print. So that's why that clause is put in there, to prevent stuff like this from happening. Like me and my homeboy used to say, we used to call this farting on the track. You go in the booth and you just playing around, you just saying a whole bunch of nonsense. You know the song ain't hot, but you just put something out to just try to satisfy, a contract, or just, hey, I submitted something even though you know it ain't hot. So, with all that being said, again, that flute album by the record label is not counted as an album. So if Andre 3000 wants to fulfill his obligation as far as having an album done, to work towards, either getting out of his record deal or, fulfilling his commitment moving forward, he would have to record another rap album. Again, it's got to be 90% of the previous project of him rapping. So that means he would have to come out with a solo rap project. So, of course, it got me to thinking, one, is he going to do it? Like, is him getting out of this record deal or trying to fulfill his obligation, is it that important to him that he would want to go back in the booth and actually come out with a rap album? I hope he do. I hope he renege on his comments about he don't have nothing else to rap about. I hope he come out and he show people that even at his age, he's still one of the best to ever do it. And then it started making me think, if he do come out with another rap project, would he have some, guest features on there, and who would those people be? Of course, everybody would want to see him get back with Big Boy, and it'd be like almost like an Outkast reunion, had them both on the song. That would be hot. And then a couple of there's some other artists from Atlanta that's popping that would be nice for him to like bridge the gap. He's like he's been in the game for a while. He's kind of like the grandfather then. I don't want to call him a grandfather, but y'all know what I'm saying. He was one of the first ones that really did it, especially from Atlanta at his age. So it would be good to see him, with the younger artists from Atlanta, so you could kind of hear his sound, and then you bridge it with some of the newer acts from Atlanta. But y'all let me know what y'all think. I just thought it was crazy that he put all that effort and energy into putting together a flute project, just to kind of find out that actual project is not going to count towards him completing an album as far as the record labels are concerned. And while I'm up here, I swear, man, it just seems like the year is not going to end without us keep talking about Drake and Kendrick. So I don't know if y'all heard, but by now, if you haven't been living on the rock, I'm pretty sure you heard that Drake is not technically suing Kendrick, but he's suing his record label, or he's suing Universal Music Group, which I think is crazy. Me personally, I just think it's a bad look. I mean, it kind of comes off like he's letting people know that this beef still bothers him, because it's like, look, man, if it wasn't bothering you, would have been moved on by now. You would just be, taking vacations, back in the studio, recording music, linking up with new artists, putting out projects, got songs in the tuck, working on a new album, whatever the case may be, or just enjoying life, man. I mean, he got plenty of money. Just go enjoy life, man. Spend time with your family. Like I said early in the podcast, life is short, man. Just go live your life. Enjoy your family. But anyway, so he's suing Universal. So it just makes it look like, he's still feeling bitter about the beef. And I think he's trying to sue because he don't want the song played at the Super Bowl because he don't want, one of the biggest songs, especially in rap beef ever. The song is calling them a pedophile. He don't want that played in one of the biggest televised events in the world. So I just want to know what y'all think, man. I think it looked real petty. I mean, I can't never remember a time during, rap beefs where one of the people tried to sue somebody in a rap beef. I mean, you just got to take your L and you just got to keep it pushing. But again, I guess technically because he's not suing Kendrick, he's saying that he's suing the label. That's supposed to be something different. But I think what's funny is the things that he's accusing Universal of doing that was supposed to help Kendrick, like he's saying that they boosted his numbers, they was like using bots and things to try to boost the popularity of the song, and some of the numbers and stuff are fake. I can't say that Drake wasn't benefiting from the same things. I mean, so we're supposed to think that Universal, if that's even possible, or if that's what they are doing for Kendrick, that they also didn't do it for Drake at the height of his career. It's like every time you turn around, every time Drake put out a song, it was a #1 song. It was the most streamed song. He was always at the top of every Spotify playlist. Every time you turn on the radio, it was Drake, Drake, Drake. So it's like it was good for him, but it ain't good for when it's somebody else. So I don't know. It kind of seems a little hypocritical. But y'all let me know what y'all think, man. Y'all let me know if y'all think Andre 3000 is coming out with a new rap album. And if he do, man, oh my goodness. I can't wait. It's like Christmas in July, even though Christmas is right around the corner. By the time he would come out with a rap project, it'll probably be sometime, next year. So we'll probably be getting it. It'll be like Christmas in July. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, I appreciate y'all taking time to tune into the podcast. Your boy's back. I'm in the saddle. Season 3 loading. Y'all let me know who y'all want to interview next. Thanks for tuning in to the podcast. Y'all be good and stay safe.
On the field, unaffiliated, unaffiliated.